Nice to see everybody on this chilly morning. Let's pause for a word of prayer. Good and gracious Heavenly Father, we gather to enjoy this time of good food and fellowship. We thank you for all of our blessings. Pray you would be with all of us through this season of hope, waiting, and the coming peace. We thank you for our speaker this morning, for her good work, and for her dedication to wellness and health. Pray you would be with her and her ministry here and with us in our efforts to follow her lead. Now we thank you for the food. Pray you would bless it to the use of our bodies. Help us do your service in the world. We ask it in your name. Amen. All right, so I know we have a couple of announcements this morning, and I know that Clark Goodwin had an announcement.
Gail and I went to a preview of a new movie. The preview was given in an exceptional space at the SCAD space, very near the Bremen Museum and not far from Peachtree Christian Church, as everybody probably knows. This movie theater is just terrific, but the content that we experienced was just as enjoyable. It's the new Bob Dylan biography movie. I can recommend it. There's an IMAX version that comes out in limited release on the 18th of December, and then its general release on the 25th. He had a lot of conflicts, and the portions where he was trying to change the traditional folk sound at the Newport News Jazz Festival, that it was a continuing area of conflict. It is very engaging. The music is fine. The acting is great. If you don't like it, complain to me. Called A Complete Unknown. That's the title. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Clark. John Shepard had an announcement.
Good morning. Every year we take up a collection for Jerome and his staff around Christmas. So we're going to do it this week and next week as well. So I'm going to pass around a card for you to sign and a basket for you to put in a donation toward his Christmas next week too. And for the guys on Zoom, if you'd like to contribute, I'll be at church Sunday, or just contact me somehow, and we'll make sure we'll get you an opportunity to participate.
That's great. Thanks, John. Wait. Just a minute, please.
Oh, I don't do that.
Okay, Terry, go ahead.
Margaret Hitchens, wife of Johnny Hitchens, a regular member here, has had a couple of strokes.
Oh, dear.
And is in Brunswick, where they were vacationing.
She's in Brunswick?
Where they were vacationing. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Since
Who was that? That was Margaret Hitchens, and she's in Brunswick on vacation and had some strokes. And still there, apparently.
Okay.
I think I announced recently that we rescheduled our comedian speaker, Andrew Stanley, for December 27. We're not meeting on December 27. The church is closed. There was miscommunication about whether we were open. So that's the date we rescheduled after he was canceled because of Helene, the hurricane that came through when he was our speaker. We're going to work on finding a date, so he'll eventually be a speaker. He's been very gracious about his willingness to reschedule.
Thanks, Jim. You go ahead and hand the mic to Bert. I think Bert's got an announcement.
Gentlemen, good morning. Next Friday, we will have our traditional Song Fest at Christmas time. And most of you have been to previous gatherings, and I will be reaching out to some of you for participation. And in that regard, who besides Ned plays the piano? If we're looking for a musician to accompany the group. Failing that, we will have a musical background. A pitch pipe would be helpful. Ned is going to be singing a solo, Once in Royal David City. And I know you won't want to miss that. So we'll see you next Friday.
Thank you, Bert. Anything else this morning? Okay. So our speaker this morning is Dina Blair. Dina is Trinity's new Director of Wellness and Recreation. She started here on the 1st of October. This is the first time that I've had the pleasure to meet her. She is now fully engaged in running the wild, rambunctious basketball program, which actually started games, I believe, last weekend, she said. Dina has spent over 25 years in personal training business, both as a trainer and as a coordinator. She's a certified nutritionist. So she's about to tell us why everything we just ate is bad for us. She has undergraduate degrees from Arizona State and Georgia State, a degree in psychology there. And she has come to Trinity bringing energy and bringing a desire really to get everyone involved in health and wellness. And without any further ado, we'll let Dina talk to us. Dina Blair.
Hello, hello. Oh, it's on. I usually have a microphone that goes around my head because I still teach group fitness classes. So this is new for me. And I really don't need a microphone because I can project. I'm pretty loud typically. Thank you guys for having me here. Should I be here? Hey, Zoomers. One of the main priorities I had was to kind of connect with all the different groups and organizations already established and really get an idea of what types of programs and topics interest you guys so I can hopefully put some of that into play. I do have ideas of what I'd like to implement, but and Rebecca and Heather, we've all met, but I really wanted to get with you guys and the other groups and find out what interests you most. Scott kind of gave you a little bit about my background, so I think I'll share a little bit more on that aspect and then just kind of keep it informal, open it up to where you guys can share what you're interested in as far as recreation and wellness and different topics that you want to hear about. And I know you're always looking for speakers, so I can probably help with that too. I'm not a comedian, so I'm not going to really tell many jokes. I can't beat Andy Stanley. So let's see, I was born in New Jersey, grew up in Michigan. I've always been into health and fitness. I started about 18 years old. I was a weight loss consultant and have always been diving into nutrition, reading books about it. I was the one in my family who decided to give up red meat and pork when I was like in 7th grade, just because I felt like it, wasn't healthy. And it just kind of went on from there. I was sharing with the guys at the table that I danced since I was 4 years old. I was a dancer, ballet, jazz. And then when I was 18 years old, I got into a really bad car accident, kind of cut my face in half right here from my chin and could no longer dance. And that's what led me into fitness and wellness. So this is literally my hobby. When people ask me what my hobby is, like, I don't have any hobbies. My hobby is studying nutrition, looking at how the body works, studying mental well-being strategies, and it's just what I enjoy doing. So I was the athletic director at the Conquest Athletic Club for many years, which is where I met Mickey Ben and Doug Ben and Alex and Roxana Irwin, which is how I was brought to you guys, thanks to them. And met them because I was teaching classes and I trained them for a while. And then from there, just continuing getting my staying current with my certifications, because in my industry, in order to stay current, you have to do continuing education courses. So I do have my degree in psychology, as Scott mentioned, nutrition certification, holistic lifestyle coach, group fitness, personal training, Pilates, all the things. So I'd love to bring some of that here to Trinity, but the goal is to create a space where we can meet the whole person. So not just the fitness side of it, but also mental well-being strategies, stress management, recreation, activities like that. So we're able to be a space where the current membership can come, but also we want to be able to reach out to the community and create opportunities for the community to come and find out about Trinity and all of our amazing programs that we have. So that's really it. Like, what questions do you guys have? What ideas do you have? I really wanted to keep it pretty informal, just give you a chance to meet me and just share ideas. Yes.
Okay, now remember, we're going to have to pass the mic around. So
What kind of physical equipment will you have for people who want to do physical therapy? Do you get to that point?
Physical therapy or exercise?
Physical therapy. Maybe you're not crossing into that area yet.
So it depends. Usually physical therapy is like a one-on-one space. Like if you have an injury you're rehabbing from maybe a knee replacement or shoulder surgery, that's when you would do physical therapy. But so that's more of a one-on-one, but we will implement, like we'll have classes like yoga and Pilates. So that does help with core stabilization, mobility, flexibility, and that would go hand in hand if you are currently in a physical therapy program. Yeah.
Will you actually offer yoga and Pilates classes for members or?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a yoga instructor slated to start in January on Tuesdays. And to get an idea of what days and times work well for you guys would be helpful as well. And then I'll teach Pilates on Thursdays, probably at 10 is what I'm thinking. So we have that in play.
That's great.
Sure. Are you guys going to come to yoga and Pilates? That's the bigger question. Thank you for asking that question. That's a great question. Thank you for asking, because people think yoga and Pilates are the same thing. And everybody else was thinking the same question. That's why they're laughing. So Pilates is more core strength. So working your core, your abs, your glutes, your hips, your back. So if you just take off your legs and your arms and your head, that's your core. And Pilates really strengthens your core muscles from the inside out, where yoga is a bit more about flexibility and breath, although they're very close cousins in the sense that both disciplines focus on mind-body connection and breath. So does that answer your question?
Ned, you need both. Ned needs both.
Yeah, just come to both. That's both classes for everyone. Yes? You look like you want to say yes, Ned. What else? Oh, that would be amazing, right? We don't have the reformers, but we can do it on the mat and have small balls. So have you done Pilates before then? Oh, perfect. So we can kind of simulate the reformer, but it'll be all mat Pilates, using small balls, have bands, have lots of things we can use.
And will the church charge by the class or by the quarter sign up, or how will that work?
We'll do by the group. So if we'll do like 5 sessions or 6 sessions, it'll be like a package. Yeah. But if you want to drop in, we certainly can have that available as well, because schedules. Yeah. What else?
So, yeah, go ahead. Well, are you envisioning programs that are just designed solely for Trinity members, or are we going to turn ourselves into Peachtree Gym?
Not the goal. We definitely are not looking to become like a Peachtree Prez or a Ponce. We want to be able to create a space for the members, the membership here. And yeah, be able to open up to the community, but not to the point where it's a gym. We're not looking to have a gym at all. We're looking at programming where it's not just fitness, not just group fitness classes. We want to have like well-being, mental well-being, stress management, meditation. Tom is probably going to host a walk around the campus, right? Yes, that's going to be one of the meetings. So, but just, not just fitness. I think sometimes we think wellness, we think just exercise. And it's more than just the moving your body. It's about creating a space in your brain too, because the mind and the body are definitely connected. And hormones dictate everything that happens in our bodies, and hormones in our brains and in our body. And so being able to create a space where we're, even if it's like playing mahjong or bridge or backgammon or having some social experiences, that also is a big piece of wellness. So that's what I'm looking to, not just the fitness piece.
Wait.
So then I have a question about the mechanism of transmitting these other things you're talking about, which have to do with the meditative arts,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's the exercise,
Mhm.
different ways of doing it. So is that what you mean? You'll be teaching that?
Yes. So looking for instructors or myself that can facilitate, meditative art. So Teresa, who's the yoga instructor I've spoken to, who will be joining us in January, part of her yoga class will include meditation. So, or maybe some of the ideas I have is like if there is a particular book that we want to have a book study and then implement what we're learning in the book and doing that together as a group and creating that community. So,
Right, exactly. So that's the lab part of the course.
Mhm.
There's the lectures and the teaching and the reading, but then you have to do it
yes.
to experience it and learn it and get the idea.
Yep. And make it a lifestyle. I'm really big on lifestyle. So it was funny when Scott joked about like the food here. I still work with clients, and I believe like creating a lifestyle, not omitting things from your life, but having that balance where you're still enjoying your life. Because if you don't like what you're eating, that affects you, emotionally, that affects your hormones too. So you have to like enjoy what you're eating. So whenever you get into a space where you're feeling restricted or a scarcity, I'm going to nerd out for a second. Some of you guys can join me, but your amygdala in your brain is like your scarcity and lack portion of your brain, and both parts of your brain, like your prefrontal cortex and cerebellum, both can't be firing at the same time. So you want to create a space where you're doing new things, and that fires the front part of your brain and shuts off the back part of your brain. So you're in a happier space. That makes sense.
So I think you told us that you're also running the basketball program
Yep.
here. I ran the program many years ago, and there were two issues. One of them was we used teenage boys to do refereeing, and that didn't work because of parental behavior. So I just want to warn you that part of your job is to teach sportsmanship to the parents,
Yeah.
and not so
Parents.
the kids will be fine, but
Yeah.
the parents.
Yeah.
So that's
I know.
I don't know if you've had that experience yet.
Thankfully, I have not. Yeah, thankfully, I have not had the experience, but the season just started. So
It's early.
there's time. There's still time. But we do have a couple of gym supervisors that will be here to help facilitate that. And hopefully there won't be a lot of issues. Our referees, we hire referees that come in from a professional organization now through Atlanta Basketball Association. Our scorekeepers are still the kiddos, and they're doing great. They're so responsible. I really was impressed with the kids that came in and helped over the weekend.
I was the person who said we've got to bring in heavy duty referees,
Yeah.
and then the referee's job, you tell them, okay, control the game, but control the parents, and so that's
Yeah.
something.
These
that-
refs were serious too. They were like not taking any nonsense. So it's very easy, thankfully, for me.
Dina, as a nutritionist,
Go ahead.
do you have a critique of our breakfast?
No comment.
What about
Is there white gravy over there? Oh my gosh. I think you should enjoy your food. And then what I didn't say is like after this, we are gonna just take a walk around and do push-ups and jumping jacks. Because I'm pretty sure that's what you guys wanted to do anyway, right? That's why you invited me here. Yeah, no, breakfast looks great. There's fruit. It's good balance. I would probably add some vegetables like in the eggs or something, but everything looks great.
Do we have any questions or comments from the folks on Zoom?
Yes, I have a question or two. The first has to do with equipment. Will the participants have to bring their own mats and blocks and whatnot, or will the church supply that? And are the classes likely to be in the gym or some nearby room?
So the participants will need to bring their own mat. We have small balls, we will get yoga blocks. So some of the equipment we'll purchase. Some I already have, but yes, everyone will need to bring their own mat. And then as far as where the classes will be held, it'll be in rooms like this. The gym is not available until after preschool hours. So yeah, more than likely we can use all these rooms we have here that are not being used. We have lots of space.
Thank you.
Dina, when will you publish a schedule, you think?
Okay, so what I would like to do is a wellness forum. So if anyone in here is interested in being a part of the forum, I'd like to talk a little bit about what the schedule will look like. Probably late first quarter. Like I said, I do have some classes already planned, but I really would love to meet with more of the members and get an idea of what you guys would like to see as far as activities, wellness, and recreation. So probably late first quarter. Yeah. Any other questions?
Any suggestions for
Yeah.
Dina?
Suggestions would be great. Aside from the jog outside and the jumping jacks, I know you guys want to do that. We don't need to talk about that anymore. That's a done deal.
Oh, here, wait, hang on, David.
Will you divide up classes by sex or age group or things of that nature, or would everything be just sort of generally available for everybody?
Yep, available for everyone. The only difference maybe like I met with Patty who teaches the Tai Chi here on
Yep,
Tuesdays.
right.
And she wanted me to invite all of you guys to attend. But we will probably split that into intermediate and beginning. She asked to do that.
Yeah.
But for like yoga and Pilates, but the instructors, myself and the person that's coming on board, like we've worked in the industry in the group fitness setting in health clubs for many, many years. And,
Okay.
in that space, you don't know who's going to walk in the room.
Right.
So you just have to be able to adapt the class based on who's in the room. And that's easy for the most part.
Thank you.
Yeah. I should have brought a sign-up sheet so I can kind of get some sort of commitment from you guys.
I was going to ask if we wanted to have a show of hands.
Yeah, it's great. That's great.
Well, is Egoscue on your radar screen, or is that just like too much like yoga or
No,
other?
Egoscue is great. I hadn't thought about bringing that on board, but that's a great suggestion.
What is that exercise?
So Egoscue is kind of like very much in the same genre as Pilates and yoga, and mind-body connection and movement, mobility. That's kind of the best way to explain it. It's there all these different types of mind-body disciplines that have been introduced probably over the last 20 years. I got certified in Pilates almost 20 years ago. And back then it was still trademarked. So you had to have been certified in order to say that you're teaching a Pilates class. But then Pilates, there's yoga way before that, and then Pilates and Egoscue, and then study of meridian lines in the body. It's all connected, like how different organs are connected to like different joints and muscles in the body, and how if you have something going on with your kidney, how it can affect your hip mobility, like all this stuff that's kind of like way out there for people, for especially on this side of the world. But Igasku is one of those disciplines. Gyrotonics is another one that came along with Pilates. So there's all different types of programming that really help you live a more, healthy life, more mobile, be able to reach for things in the cabinet. I joke with my classes, I'm like, you got to be able to reach your best bottle of wine, like the one you got way up there. So that's why we do these exercises. So they're all along the same lines. But it sounds like, based on what I'm hearing, is like the mind body space is kind of like what you guys are most interested in, as opposed to like strength training or cardio or dance formats, if we're just going to stay in the exercise realm. Yes. Okay. And then what about recreation wise, as far as like getting together as a community, and maybe there's some sort of cards or games or book club or cooking classes? I don't know, anything.
Mahjong, somebody said.
Mahjong's on my list too. Yep.
So Dina, you mentioned that you had gotten to know Doug and Mickey Ben and Alex
Yep.
and Roxana Irwin. Alex has passed along a note in the chat. He says, can Dina speak to the discussions about plans for other types of programming, such as respite care for seniors and after-school work with TPP?
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, so respite care is one of the main priorities that I have on the top of my list, is being able to create a space for people who are caregivers to kind of give them a break. So that is one of the programs that we're looking to bring in, is respite care. And then we've already put some programming together at TPP for after school play ball, and then speaking with Rising Stars basketball organization to offer some basketball clinics for the 5 to 12-year-old group of kids. And let's see what other programs. We have a creative movement and dance, what we've put together for TPP, that's starting in January. That's basically, they come and they teach they teach ballet and tap, and then they have a recital in May. So I guess that's a good point, Alex. The scope of my position is really programming for everybody, like for the entire church and all the different parts of the church. So what other programming? Yeah, that's one of the main things, and be able to create some summer programming, some summer camps, and during the holidays, having things for the kids to do within the church. Yep.
I wasn't latched in when you started your talk. I remember a reference to Arizona, but I don't know. I can't remember anything else
Yeah.
that you might have mentioned, and perhaps you could expand on
So Scott
on your
mentioned-
history.
Yeah, Scott mentioned that I went to Arizona State, and then I graduated from Georgia State. So I grew up in Michigan in Grand Rapids, and I went to college at Arizona State. My grandmother lived in Scottsdale at the time. And then I took a break and I traveled, and I lived in the Philippines and France and traveled around for a little while. And then I decided that it was time for me to finish school. So I was like, hey, I've never been in the South. Let me finish school in the South. So I went to Georgia State and graduated from Georgia State with my degree in psychology. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for asking.
Anything else?
Anything online? Any Zoomers?
Anything else from the Zoom guys?
Just welcome here to Trinity. We appreciate having you.
Thank you.
Well, Dina, thank you very much. We really look forward to everything that's going to be happening around here, and to our weekly jumping jacks and everything else that you'll be doing for us. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it's great to have.
Thank you.